Welcome to another channel update. My name is Nilaus and this is the channel update for April 2022. So every month, more or less, I come to you and just talk a bit about what's going on my channel, talk a bit about what has happened and analyze it together with you and talking about my plans for the future so that you are updated. This both here on YouTube and over on Twitch. And it's also a great opportunity for you to leave a comment below with the feedback on what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. Of course, try to keep it positive as always. So I have a lot of things that I want to go through, so let's dive in. March has been a really difficult month, or a really strange month at least. Yeah, also difficult. Now, I was a mess at the start of March. Maybe I'm still a mess, but I was really a mess, and it was because of all the situation in Ukraine that really just affected me on a personal level. So I wanted to do something, and I did some things in my local community, in the real life, and also I wanted to do something with the community here online. So I hosted a charity event for Save the Children in Ukraine, and wow, I was blown away by the support from the community and how much you were willing to support this. It ran for less than a week, and we still managed to gather up $38,000 for Save the Children. I am super proud of it and impressed, and yeah, I'm overwhelmed. So thank you very much everyone who was part of it and who supported. It was really awesome. So I was really happy about it. It's not something I intend to sort of continue to do on a regular basis, but I mean, it just felt like the right thing to do at that time. So I'm happy that I did it. I'm really happy that you supported me doing this. Now, looking generally at my channel, this is something that I kind of see some comments about, like, oh, don't do this, do more of this, do less of this. Why are you doing this? You should be doing that. And I just really want to encourage you. Maybe you are new because of Elden Ring content. Maybe you've been around forever and ever. And I just want to encourage you to look at my channel in the way that I want you to look at my channel, obviously. And so it's my full-time job to do content creation. I do pretty much a video every day, and I do pretty much a stream every day. It's my job, so that's as much as I can want to put into it, and that's probably going to be too much for pretty much everyone to consume, and that's totally okay. Now, the thing is, if I was just doing one thing and then doing it all the time, both on YouTube and on Twitch, then I would burn out myself, I would burn you out, and even if you wanted to keep up, you wouldn't be able to keep up with 6 episodes of whatever series every week. And I just think that it would I don't think it would really work. So I'd much rather do something where I go like, okay, if you like Factorio, think of my channel as a Factorio channel that does 2 videos every week. That's awesome. Not that many Factorio channels on YouTube making 2 Factorio videos every week. Or if you like factory games, just think of it as a channel that makes 2 to 4 factory videos every week. That's pretty cool, right? So consider subscribing to that channel, right? Or if you want to see something else, and hey, Elden Ring is that new hot thing, want to see that? Oh, this is there's some cool guides here. Yeah, just ignore the factory guides and then just watch that part of content. And that's kind of what I want to do. And the same is on Twitch. I usually have 2 games. One is one of my, what I call my primary game, and a secondary game. My primary game is usually within the factory simulation genre, and then the other game is usually within an adventuring genre, or anything else for that matter. And it works really well because that means if you just want to hang out and watch me as a content creator, then you can come in whatever day that fits you. Or if you want to watch particularly this game, then you come in during those days that I have those videos. Or if you want to watch here on YouTube, then it's not going to be you miss a few days and then suddenly there are 6 videos behind on the series. No, it's just 2 a week for the Factorio series. So that's kind of what I am. How I want you to look at the channel, and just ignore the stuff that's not relevant to you and then focus on the stuff that is relevant to you, because it is deliberate that I do so very different things that some things will probably not fall in everyone's interest. I mean, if you find everything interesting, that's super awesome, and I do appreciate that. Let's go into the more specific details about the content that I have produced over the last month, and that's primarily been Elden Ring, and let's look at that because I think it's really interesting. So let's do observation, analysis, conclusion on that. Well, the observation is that on Twitch, I've been streaming it every other day, and it's not been very popular. It's not surprising that it's not been very popular, but it hasn't been very popular. But the people who are there are having a good time, and I'm having a great time, so it's gonna continue. Even though it's not gonna be the most popular stream that I have ever made, and that probably won't change anytime soon. I'm having a great time with it, and that's also a very important part. On YouTube though, that's a bit surprising, because if you look at my top 10 videos, top best performing videos of March, 7 out of 10 are actually videos on Elden Ring guides. And I'm actually really surprised. I mean, of course, Elden Ring is new and hot and all that stuff, but there's also a extreme saturation of guides on YouTube. And the fact that I can sort of, without any platform for Souls games, be able to make guides that actually attract audience, I'm really proud of that, and I'm really happy about it, and it's something that I can take to heart and go like, okay, this is cool. I can do that. I can do something there. So that's something that's really positive for me in March, that I've been able to do this. It also means that it's something that I'll continue to do. First of all, I really enjoy playing the game. I really enjoy making guides for it, and combined with the fact that there's actually viewers who want to watch it, that is just the perfect combo for a content creator. So that's also something that will continue. Let's take a step deeper into the analysis of why that is the case. Well, in terms of the YouTube part, well, I kind of hinted at it. It's great for me to know that I can take my methodical, analytical method and apply it to a game that is so different from Factorio game, but into an Elden Ring, and then actually see a positive effect on it without stooping to the levels of, oh my god, you won't believe the most insane weapon combo you've ever seen. And yeah, I don't want to do the clickbait. I want to tell it like it is. These are the dungeon guides. This is the walkthrough guides for legacy dungeons. I want to keep doing these kind of high quality guides. I want to do quest guides, walkthroughs for every single major quest in the game. I want to do these, and I think that it's not going to be the most popular videos on YouTube, but I think it'll find a niche audience. So if you're here because of Elden Ring, thank you very much. And I hope you will be sticking around for a while longer as I crank out more guides. So that's definitely happening. But the thing is, in order for me to do that, I need to do a lot of gaming, a lot of research, and I do that on Twitch. So I couldn't do the stuff here on YouTube without also playing it on Twitch. So those two things are connected. In order to do the good guides here on YouTube, I have to keep playing it on Twitch. Well, I love it, so it's gonna happen. That's interesting. Now, why is it not popular on Twitch? And that was a really good observation by one of the moderators, who said that, you know, I love these streams, but they're kind of passive. That's paraphrased it, but I've thought about it, and it's actually really true, that I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to be told, do this, do that, try to do that, try not to get a hit. You actually try to hit that and not get hit yourself. So that means that it's more sort of spectating and is less engaging. Some of my best series have been very highly engaged, and engagement is going to be the key word that we're looking at for this channel update. And it makes sense. If I also look at what other things I've streamed on Twitch this month, well, I've also been streaming Dyson Sphere program, and Dyson Sphere program has been very late game. Again, at that point, we've designed most of the stuff, we built most of the stuff. It's about building it really big, finding bottlenecks, sorting those out. But again, at some point, it's also going to be less engagement, because there's less sort of decision making and questions and discussions about what are the best options back and forth, because we sort of settled on some of the things already. So that kind of means that the stuff I've been doing on Twitch for the last month has been less engaging than I usually have. And it's something that I should definitely reflect on, and both in terms of sort of the good thing on being able to make YouTube guides, but also the less good thing about the lack of engagement on Twitch. So what are we going to do about that? What I'm going to do about it is that I will continue to play these games on Twitch because I absolutely love them. That in itself is a good enough reason for me. I can't do only things I love but I also have to think about sort of the engagement and the view numbers and all that stuff. But I'm going to continue to do that, both because I love it, but also because I can generate good content on YouTube from that. Now, what I also should be looking at is generating more engaging content on Twitch. And that's what we're going to be looking at. And that's what I really want to dive into at this point. So starting this week, I'll be starting a new Let's Try of Planet Crafter, a new game that came out, a small indie game that's sort of a factory building game of sorts, and we're just going to dive in pretty much blind tomorrow. So that's going to be playing Tuesday and Thursdays on Twitch, and it's going to be 8 p.m. Central European summertime. So do come and check it out and see us play something new. If we like it, I might put some videos here on YouTube as well, or maybe we'll play it some more if we get really caught up in it. So that's something new. But the big thing, the big announcement of this video is that on Sunday this week at 8 p.m. Central European time, summertime, over on Twitch, I'll be starting a new Factorio series. New Factorio series, yay! There was much rejoicing. Now, we're going to be diving into explaining a bit more about that that Factorio series. But I just wanted to put it out there that I'm going to be returning to Factorio, and I'm going to return to it because there's right now a lull in activities in terms of new games within that genre. Factorio, Satisfactory, Licensure Program, they're all sort of, Licensure Program and Satisfactory are sort of in the valleys before a next release. And Captain of Industry, that we've been looking forward to, was supposed to come in March. That's kind of what I projected, but that's been postponed to May, so that's going to be the next thing. So, bridging us over, we have an opportunity to go in and play some Factorio and just have a good old time with that. Before diving into the details of this Factorio series, let me just mention the Patreon. So, why do I mention the Patreon? I mention it every time because it is the foundation of the channel. It's not the ad revenue on YouTube. It's not the subs on Twitch. It is the foundation, is the patronage. As you hopefully have noticed, I don't run ad integrations. I don't run sponsorships on the channel. I want to do the stuff that I want to do, and then my hope is that it has sufficiently high quality that some of you will choose to support if you're able to. There's no obligation. You're welcome to just watch and be part of the community as much as you like, but I know that there will be some who will have the opportunity and the means and the desire to support with a bit of extra, and for that is for Patreon. So that is that's how I run the channel, and I want to keep doing that moving forward. Now, March has been a very rough month for me. Like on Twitch, subscriptions have been cut in half, so lost half of my subscribers there, and also on Patreon, about 70 cancellations on Patreon, and it's been rough, but it's been understandable because as I've said, the content I've been providing has not been engaging enough, and I want to just try to re-earn the patronage of some of the viewers. That's just how it works. I can't just, or I can, but I don't want to go out and promote Raid Shadow Legends or other products. That's just not how I want to do it. I want to make sure that I deliver something that has value for you, and that's how I want to run the channel. So this is also just me saying thank you very much for the people who have been supporting through thick and thin, through ups and downs, through various games, some for many years now on Patreon, and I really support it, and it is really the foundation that means that as content goes up and down, for example on Twitch, or there's a lull in activities, it doesn't mean that my base is just completely falling out, right? And there is this stable part about Patreon. So thank you very much. I just wanted to say thank you to the people supporting. And also, I totally understand if you're not in a position, there's absolutely no obligation. But it's important for me to mention that I really appreciate it to the people who are supporting. Let's dive into that Factorio series, right? Let's talk a bit about why and how and what's going to happen in this. So the first thing about this is a gigantic thanks to the moderators, and if you see the moderators, just thank them. They are the overall moderator team. There are, of course, not all of them, but there are some of them who are very skilled developers, and they have been working really hard in the dungeon on just putting together new and old code taken from a previous series and piecing it together to what I think is probably the most ambitious mod integration that I've had for any Factorio series. And I am the unreasonable manager and the unreasonable product owner, and if you ask any of them when I'm not around, I'm sure they will all agree. But it is absolutely amazing, the stuff that's coming together. And the fingers crossed, it'll hopefully work by Sunday. That's our go live date. So what's going to happen? Well, I wanted to make sure that the series would not be sort of me building my standard base that I've been built for Maze in the Book and also for other series as well. So how do I do that? Well, either it could be with heavy mods, and I don't really like those mod overhauls because it kind of loses the audience because it becomes too weird for a lot of people. So what I'm doing is making it a ribbon world that's going to be 192 tiles high. So that means it's not going to be big enough for really building a big city block base, but it'll just be stretching, and then I have to sort of expand in one direction. And it's going to be a big challenge for me, but it's not going to be it's not going to be impossible. And it means that I'll have to sort of be coming up with new designs, which I think is some of the fun part of playing Factorio. So this is also where I can hope that you will be part of it and help me do some cool designs here. Now, one of the fan favorites from my previous series that I want to bring back for this series is the ability to drop bombs on my base. So that is coming back. If you feel like dropping bombs on my base, then that is now an opportunity that will be as part of this series. Also, if you don't want to do that, you can also help. So the idea of this is that you can either help or hurt the base, help me getting more territory for expand through subscriptions, and drop bombs on my base through bits. That's kind of how donations, that's kind of how it works. Also, I love the hype train feature on Twitch, and therefore we built in a kind of a quite advanced way to integrate it that has the 10 different functions, and basically works the way that the winner of the hype train, the winners of the hype train, they will get to choose if they want to help or hurt, and then depending on the level of the hype train, it could be something like spawning biters, or increasing the size of the bombs, or a new ore patch, or faster crafting, or bonuses. So it'll mean that the winners get to choose, but everyone sort of gets the benefit of, oh, now biters have spawned in my base, or now we get something a bit easier in the future. So I think that's a good way to sort of balance it out without sort of having too much competition on it, but also rewarding people who are so generous. And I really love that way of doing it. So it should just be a fun, silly series that's going to run for a month and a half, I hope, and just having a good time. So if you want to see more Factorio streamed, and I know a lot of you have been asking, why are you not streaming? When are you streaming? Come on over. It's going to be running Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. We're going to start next Sunday at 8 p.m. Central European Summertime. So do come on over. And of course, if you're missing it and want to see it, I'm going to be putting like weekly updates, summaries here on my main channel, but also the VODs will be available on my secondary channel. It's called Nilaus TV, and there will be a link in the description below. So I think that kind of summarizes all the cool things, a bit of analysis and reflection about what is working, what's not working, and then laying out a path ahead of us to see, so you can see what's coming more of in the future here on the channel. I hope that it answers some questions, and of course, if you have more questions, leave them in the description, in the comment section below. I read all of them, and I want to also process it and reflect on it, and that's kind of what drives many of my decisions, is basically the feedback from the community. I want to do something that the community loves, and because that's also more fun for me. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching all the way to the end. Thank you very much for being part of this community and supporting the work I do with likes and subscriptions and participation over on Discord or in Twitch chat. And thank you to the people supporting on Patreon. It's super amazing, and I'm really privileged to be in a position to be doing this for a living. So thank you very much for all of you who are enabling that. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.